From the boardroom to the streets. With Mike from Memphis, man. Together, we can fix things. Really?
When you say, I want to be treated fairly, and I want a voice.
Yeah. He saw things weren't fair, so he chose to run for mayor. You get up and do something when you really care. It's Memphis 360.
I'm with you.
In the meantime, it's Memphis 360.
In the meantime, in between time, we got folks shooting people up out the frame. Anybody said a word. We've become accustomed to people dying in this city.
Yeah, it's Memphis 360.
Turning the TV on and the news and see our loved ones and see young people that are out of control. And now you see, okay. We talk about incarceration. We talk about the youth. We talk about giving them the ability. We talk about investing in young people and investing in the community. See, I hate ignorance. I hate when people make decisions about things and they make statements and they haven't done their research.
How can you fix the problem when you don't even know what the problem is?
We need some help in this city.
It's Memphis 360.
See, I hate ignorance.
It's Memphis 360. Man.
And good evening. We'd like to welcome you to another edition of Memphis 360, the television show we say we like to go from the boardroom to the streets. Guess what? It has been a while since I have talked to you guys. I've been gone approximately the last 2-3 months because I've been trying to not necessarily get engaged in all of this political stuff that's going on with Clerk Brown. A lot of people keep coming up to me asking me, am I running his campaign? No, I am not running his campaign. I assist him with running general sessions. He is running his own campaign, by the way. But I did feel a need to come on tonight, and the number to call is 901-244-6874. 901-244-6874. If, in fact, you want to make comments about what's going on, you want to talk to me about what I'm about to talk about, the number is 901-244-6874. Now, I felt the need to come on tonight because there have been a lot of things going on out there in the public, and I'm probably going to get fired for this. I don't know. I know Clerk Brown told me to kind of stay out of it, but people are starting to mention my name, and when you start to mention my name, I have a problem with that. And when you start to talk about the customer service in general sessions courts right now, I have a problem with that as well, because I know we have some really hard-working young ladies and men down in general sessions. But like I said, you start to mention my name, and then I hear things as you are talking, some of the people out there on the campaign trail, and you're putting out false facts. And I'm here to set the record straight. I'm going to try to be as nice as I can. I want to be as professional as I can. I don't want to turn this into some back and forth and all of that, but people need to know that some of the information that they're hearing out there, and I've talked about general sessions before. And by the way, this is Mike Williams' show. You see Memphis 360 hosted by Mike Williams. Mike Williams paid for it. It comes out of my pocket. I don't belong to any organization or anybody. This is something that I have done for the last 8 years, aside from what I did with the Memphis Police Association. But I want to set the record straight, and I do want to talk about crime a little bit too, but I'm going to get into the thing with general sessions first, because you do have a race right now going on, and I'm not going to promote anybody at this time. you have a race going on for the General Sessions Court Clerk's office. I have been the administrative officer, chief administrative officer for General Sessions for the last 3.5 years. And I think we've done an outstanding job. And that's why I think the record needs to be set straight, because you have some people that are saying things that are not true. And I can't stand liars. I put a post out that said that I cannot stand a liar, because if you lie, you're cheat. And if you cheat, you'll steal. And I just don't like when people purposefully mislead the public for their own personal gain. I think that every individual that's running for this office, you should run on your own merit. Run on the things that you have done, as opposed to trying to drag other people down. Because I'm going to tell you this about Clerk Brown. Clerk Brown is one of the civil rights pioneers in this city. There was a post put out that says he has served 83 years. Everybody knows nobody can serve for 83 years. And what they were trying to do is play on his age. And they were trying to make it appear as though, oh, he's too old. You know, hey, man's age is his age. But I will tell you, his mind is like a steel trap. But he has served this community for a long time, and he has served this community well. And I don't like when people try to drag him down through there, because that does not take away from the fact that he was one of the pioneers for public housing in this city. I don't like when they try to take away the fact that he marched with Dr. Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and Samuel Cowles and all of those guys during the civil rights movement. I don't like the fact that you try to drag him down through there, because some people think that they're activists. But see, activism didn't just start now, because there has been activism needed in this community for a very long time. And because they have been activists, it allows these young people that are activists now the ability to be able to do some of the things that they do. Because if it was not for pioneers like Clerk Brown, then you would not have the ability to do what you're doing now. You still be going to the back of the bus. You still be drinking water from a separate water hose. You still be doing things that's not conducive to good quality of life. And then he served for 21 years on the city council. And anybody know Clerk Brown was a voice for the citizens. And I'm not talking about just black citizens. He was a voice for all citizens. If in fact you had a need, or if in fact that you thought you were being unfairly treated, when the other city council people would not give you the opportunity, he would allow you the ability to speak on his time. So he is represented well, and I'm not going to allow, and whatever happens, happens, but I'm not going to allow you to drag him down through there. I'm not going to do that. He's not going to say anything. He's not. But Mike Williams will. See, and there's a problem, because for all of the things that he has done, the sacrifices that he has made, he does not deserve some young person to try to attack his character. Run on what do we want to talk about what you have done? See, and I'm trying to be nice about this. I got all kinds of receipts. When I was the president of the police association, I saw all kinds of things. But I have tried and attempted not to get involved. But see, you start bringing my name up, so that involves me. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. You state that Clerk Brown is in the hospital. Clerk Brown has not been in the hospital since he contracted COVID in 2020, right before the election. He is in the office. He's been to expungement clinics. He was over at the Baptist Ministerial last week. He was over at IBEW making speeches. He did a parade in Hickory Hill that some of you attended. But see, you think it's good to say that he's in the hospital. See, now again, you're playing on his age, and you're trying to give the perception that he does not have the ability to lead. A lot of people didn't think he was going to make it this 4 years, but he has. Clerk Brown is not in the hospital, nor has he been in the hospital since he got out right after the elections in 2020. Clerk Brown is in the is in General Sessions. Clerk Brown, you have seen him around. As a matter of fact, you will see him again very soon. I'm not going to tell what it is, but you will see him again very soon for something important as well. Stop saying he's in the hospital. He's not in the hospital. That's a flat, bold-faced lie. And see, and that's the lies that I talk about that I don't like. Run on your own merit. What have you done? I keep hearing that there's a backlog of cases in General Sessions. See, once again, bold-faced lie. Because anybody that knows anything about General Sessions is not a court of record. And being that it is not a court of record on the criminal side, because that's what they were referring to, the criminal side, they hold arraignments in General Sessions courts. They do bail hearings in General Sessions courts. And they also do low-level felonies and misdemeanors in General Sessions courts. They do environmental in General Sessions courts. They do tickets in General Sessions courts. It's not backlog. There's been so much surrounding the bail and the bonds and all of this, and individuals talking about they're going to reduce bail, they're going to reduce bond, they're going to waive fees. What these people don't understand is the General Sessions Court clerk does not have the ability to do that. The only thing that the General Sessions Court clerk can waive is his fee. That's about $100. He can't waive bonds. He can't waive bails. We are just the keepers of the records. That's it. We help to facilitate the judges and giving them the ability to do what they do. But the judges run the courts. But in saying all of that, General Sessions courts is not backlogged. Not on the criminal side and not on the civil side. That's a lie. And that's why I don't like it, because what you're doing then is defaming and minimizing all of the hard work that General Sessions staff members do. And by the way, about 90 to 95% of General Sessions staff is African American females, hardworking mothers, many of them single parents. Run on your own merit. Stop lying. If you lie, you're cheat and you're steal. It was being said that General Sessions has approximately 250 staff members. I listened to all of the things that are being said. General Sessions does not have 250 staff members. They don't have 250 staff members. General Sessions right now currently has approximately 145 to 150 something staff members. 145 to 150. We have never been past 160 in the last 3 years that I have been here. So you don't have 250 staff members. I'm saying if you're going to run for these offices, at least have the decency to do the background so that information that you're going to be putting out is correct. Once again, and if you have done the background and you're not putting the proper information out there, then you're lying purposefully. You're misinforming the citizens of Shelby County. So if you'll lie, you'll steal, you'll cheat. Yeah, I wish it was me. Because I'd bring up, you want to go there, I'll go there with you. But people started putting my name in the mix. I'm going to get to that. But I want to tell you about General Sessions and a lot of the misinformation that's being put out there. I have watched some of the other candidates, and they're running a decent race. They're running on their own merit. They're running on the things that they have done. Is it that I have not done enough, or I can't talk about my own accomplishments, that I have to tear somebody else down? We don't have 250 employees. That's easy to figure out, and it's easy to check. It's being put out that when I get in office, I'm going to get new computer systems and I'm going to upgrade the technology in General Sessions because I can do all of that. Hold up. First of all, there's a system on the criminal side called Odyssey. Believe it or not, Odyssey was implemented in 2016. Technology is already behind in Odyssey. The courts does not have the ability to actually acquire systems. The systems actually come through the county. All right? So Odyssey is the system that was acquired for criminal, and it was acquired in 2016. Do they need a new system? Yes. Does technology become outdated in only a few years? Yes. I have always felt that that's part of the problem with the court systems and with the electeds. They are not allowed to do what they need to do with a lot of the money that's being collected by them. And I'm going to leave that alone. On the civil side, the system that they are working with on the civil side is 24 years old. Jesus Christ. 24 years old. Clerk Brown has only been in office 3.5 years of those 24 years. But guess what has happened in the 3 years? We already had an RFP put out for a new system. There has been $8 million already allocated for a new system on the civil side. There has been additional $2 million that has been allocated by General Sessions to modify the system because General Sessions is the largest court system in the state of Tennessee. It does have 9 criminal divisions. But when the person said it, they left out the new bail hearing room. It does have 6 civil divisions. It does have a satellite office at Mullen Station. It does have a satellite office at Whitehaven. Oh, by the way, that Clerk Brown put down there. And he has also been looking to establish an office in Fraser as well. It's almost like somebody's taking words out of his playbook. But I say that to say a lot of this has already been done. But you sitting here going, oh, I want to get new systems. E-filing. The contract for e-filing, which, by the way, The money has been in General Sessions CIP fund since 2016, but nobody acted on it. But guess what? There's a contract right now over at purchasing, and we've been working on trying to implement e-filing since we've been here. Since 2020, 2021, we have been trying to put e-filing into play because now it is mandated and recommended by the AOC, the Administrative Officers of Courts in Nashville. But we've been trying to get it anyway. There's a contract already. So all of this stuff that you're talking about that you want to do, you know it's already in play. How do I know you know it's already in play? You work for the county. How do I know you know it's in play? You work in the mayor's office. Now, if you want to say, I want to continue these things, that's a great thing. That's a great idea. But I don't like when there's misinformation being put out and you almost discredit a lot of the young people that are working so hard in your attempts to acquire this office and in your attempts to try to defame an individual that has given nothing but his time and service to this community. I know he probably gonna cuss me out later. And if you guys only knew, because see, the last thing I wanted to talk about in regards to this was I saw a post. Someone sent me a post and they talked about the Mike Williams show. See, everybody say, well, Mike Williams runs General Sessions. Mike Williams is all over the place. Mike Williams. But see, what you don't understand is, first of all, the clerk is the clerk. He is the one who campaigned, said he had a vision. He had a direction he wanted to take General Sessions. And he wants to do all of these things. Well, see, a good clerk hires an individual who is an outstanding AC. God, I done messed up. What am I? Oh, CAO. Angel had to remind me. I'm on a roll. What you want to do is to hire an outstanding CAO to run your day-to-day operations. And I'm good. Pop my collar, toot my horn. Anybody that's been around me, you know I'm good. I was a good president of the police association. I was a good intel officer in the United States Army. And now I am an excellent CAO. And my job is to run General Sessions for Joe W. Brown. And I told him, I got you. I will watch your back. I will run your operations. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, because if he was not the clerk, I would not have had the opportunity to excel at something else. But it's not just Mike Williams. There are 4 other, hold on, first, there's a deputy CAO. There are 4 administrators. There are 8 managers. There are a number of principal twos. There are a number of principals. There are a number of deputy court clerk twos and a number of deputies that run that operation on a daily basis and make it happen and make General Sessions look good. You know what? You could talk about all that craziness that you want to talk about. Oh, I heard somebody complain. Guess what? You're going to have a whole lot of people complain. Some of them are not going to be valid. Some of them are going to be valid. And let me tell you why they're going to be valid. They're going to be valid because you're handling such a vast amount of paperwork and cases on the civil side that every now and then something is going to get misplaced. But do you know, after the pandemic, they cleared up 14,000 backlog cases in a matter of 3 or 4, 5 months. Those young people work hard. And I'm not going to let you drag them down through there. Oh, I got a complaint that, you know, such and such and such and such. A lot of people complain, but they're complaining because they're complaining. Not because the court system did them wrong. And that's the thing. We can't defend everybody. I have no problem. Anybody know me that if I make a mistake or if there's something that's wrong, I have no problem with accepting the consequences. I have no problem with telling you, yeah, I messed up. Because guess what? I mess up all the time. I'm human. I ain't finna sit here and tell you Mike Williams all that in a bag of chips. Yeah, I'm a good CAO. Anybody that's been around, you know General Sessions has been running a whole lot better. You know the morale. Oh, and that was another thing. The morale sucks. That's what she said. How you know? Somebody complained to you? Or is that just the good thing to do? I'll tell you, we have had complaints. But I will tell you that a lot of people that didn't have faith in this administration have come back and recanted and said, you guys are doing an outstanding job. You guys have improved the morale in this place. Clerk Brown, as a matter of fact, I was on a meeting with him today. His only goal is to try to get these young ladies and these few young men paid more money. Because if you listen to anything he said it's an economic problem because we can't hold on to anybody. And then they want to say we had 20 people leave. Some crap like that. We do have people leaving all the time. But it's because we go over to the county commission. You got individuals, and you've heard me say it before. And if you go back and look, individuals that have bachelor's and master's degrees that are making $30,000 a year. The clerk has nothing to do with that. The salary is set by the county commission. We just went over there and had them to commission a wage survey because we want to be able to show them the disparity in pay when it comes to other municipalities and other entities like General Sessions and all of the other offices, clerk offices in Shelby County, to Davidson County, to Chat County, and even as close as the city of Memphis. The city of Memphis clerks make almost $10,000 off the bat more than Shelby County clerks. But he has been fighting, trying to get the pay increased. Who you think was one of the first people to put in for the $5,000 stipend after the sheriff department did it? And everybody else wanted to do it like General Sessions. Hello? Who do you think fought to try to get an additional stipend when they gave the sheriff department another stipend for these people? Not because they're first responders, but because they have to be in the courts. The courts still have to run. They still have to do arraignment hearings, whether it's with video or what have you. We got individuals that work in the 24-hour clerk's office. They come in rain, sleet, or snow because you got people in jail, just like the first responders. He has told me, his finance administrator, get these people paid. On a meeting today, that was the thrust of the meeting. Get these people paid. So I'm not going to allow you to try to drag this man down through there. Once again, run on your own merit. What have you done? Because I could tell you, I could put it out there, But see, that's messy. And I'm not going to go tit for tat. So I'm just going to say the things that General Sessions has done, and I'm trying to straighten some of this misinformation out because the citizens deserve to know the truth. Show me receipts for anything that you have said. Show me receipts that we don't have a contract right now for a new case management system. We're about to do a piggyback contract. We had an RFP out there, but guess what? The companies now are trying to rob everybody when it comes to technology. So we had to drop that RFP, but we're trying to do a piggyback contract. That's for the new system on the civil side, case management system. And let's talk about the e-filing. We have a contract that's over at purchasing right now. I've been working on that the last year, trying to get it through. Because things don't just move in city government. You got all of the red tape. You got all of the committees that's got to approve it. You got to take it through the county commission. You got to take it through legal. You got to take it through purchasing. These are all the steps. And I commend Clerk Brown because, like I said, the money has been sitting there since 2016 in the CIP fund. Receipts. Check it. I ain't telling you nothing wrong. And I believe a lot of people didn't want to move on some of these things because it was going to take a lot of work, and it was going to take a lot of time. It was going to take having to politic, maneuver, get it through. But Clerk Brown said, I don't care. If it's being mandated, this is something we need to do. I have told the citizens that I'm going to provide them with customer service. I have told them I'm going to provide them with accessibility. I'm told them I'm going to provide them with education. And all of those things he has done. He has had the most widely spread community programs. We've done expungement clinics everywhere. Pursuit of God, Oak Grove, Hope, Mount Moriah East. What's that college over there? Used to be Shelby State. Southwest Tennessee Community College. Some Latino events. Mercaditos out there on Winchester. This, another Hispanic event over at the skating rink over there at Austin P and 64, James Road, or whatever it is. We've been all over the place, doing all kinds of things. You know what? Somebody keep messing with me. They trying to get me blocked. Ad breaks. This video contains music, audio, or video may belong to someone else. Now, you shut my other page down, whoever, during the last election. Believe it or not, when they were running for mayor. I had a page, had about 20-some thousand people on it, and somebody went in there and they got me, y'all. They got my email address, they got my password, and I can't get back into it. That's the Michael R. Williams page. So I set this page up. And I guess I'm talking about things that people really don't want me to talk about or to clarify. All that's popping up on my phone right now as I'm doing this live, this video contains music. Well, you don't hear no music, audio, or video that belongs to someone else. How can that be? This is my show. The intro that you hear is an intro that I had done. It says Mike Williams, has my voice on it. See, y'all, and see, a lot of times people don't want to face reality. They don't want to hear the truth. They want you to say the things that's nice and pleasing, and they want you to get along, and they want you to allow people to kick you all the time. But see, I can't do that because the staff members at General Sessions have worked really, really hard to service the citizens of this city for low pay. But yet they come in there day in and day out. They come in there when everybody else was off. We came in the snow. All of the other clerk's offices were closed. General Sessions is the only one in 201 Poplar and the only one in 140 Adams. And it was crazy because they had to call in security in the sheriff department to let us in the building. Because they was like, well, the county closed, ain't nobody here. But see, we had work to do. And it showed the commitment of the young people that work down there that don't make a lot of money. And I am not going to allow anybody to degrade them, to diminish what they're putting forth. Because see, you saying, when I get in there, I'm going to make it a whole lot better. What? I doubt that very seriously. It's causing the audio to pause. Well, I'm going to tell you this. SVP is also showing this. If you go to SVP TV Network, and I'm going to put that link up later, it should have all of the audio in it because I'm hearing that every time this goes out on my screen and I push resume, then it comes back in. But they keep interfering with my show. You know, that's because people they don't want you to talk. They don't want you to tell what's real. I mean, why are you messing with me? Why? Because I'm saying you're lying? Why? Because I'm telling you the truth about General Sessions? Do General Sessions make mistakes? Yes, with the quantity and the volume of stuff that they do, that there are going to be mistakes. Yeah. Is General Sessions doing an outstanding job in handling the volume of paperwork, the volume of checks, the volume of money that's coming through there? They're doing an outstanding job. From finance to the civil department to the criminal department to the HR department to the satellite offices, they're doing an outstanding job. And it's because Clerk Brown has fostered and created an environment that allows them the ability to believe that it's going to get better. He's gotten them 2 bonuses since he's been here. He's gotten them, with the assistance of Mayor Harris, a 5% increase, the largest increase they've had in the last 10 to 20 years. Do you hear what I'm saying? 10 to 20 years, the largest increase that they've had. I think Angel might have just put that on my page, or tried to anyway, share it with me. So, I just want to say, run on your own merit. What have you done? Hello? Oh, okay. I thought so. Anyway, I'm going to jump off of that because I just wanted to straighten some things out when it comes to all of the lies that are being perpetuated out there, all of the misinformation. And I know it's being done on purpose because you're trying to turn individuals away from Clerk Brown. Oh. But it's not going to work. Those that truly know Clerk Brown, they know what he has done. And don't get mad at him because he hired an outstanding CAO. Don't be mad. Don't be mad because he has a great mind. And for those of you that say, oh, Mike Williams, you know, that's his uncle, such, such, and such, and such, I have known Clerk Brown pretty much all of my life. My mother and his wife were friends in high school or in school growing up. His wife and my aunt were very good friends. His wife and him, my aunt and my uncle used to travel together. And they had clubs, and they did this, and they had card parties. Y'all know how they had the card parties back in the day. It is an honor and a privilege for me to actually have had an individual who has been a mentor, an individual who have assisted me. But don't get me wrong, I've worked hard for it. And I'm not taking anything back. And I'm not ashamed of the fact that he has given me an opportunity. Yes, he did. But because of it, I have worked really hard to make sure that General Sessions runs the way that it should be. And guess what? And he ain't finished. Oh, y'all really blocking me now, huh? And he is not finished. So yes, give him another opportunity and another 4 years to be able to go in there and continue to correct some of the things that need to be corrected. And guess what? Those individuals that truly know him know he has been with the people, walked with the people, for the people, speak for the people, represent the people. This activism stuff ain't just started, or excuse me, did not just start. Now, real quickly, there are a couple other things I wanted to talk about because my name kept popping up on the de-incarcerate Memphis page. I'm like, why is Mike Williams popping up on de-incarcerate Memphis? I guess a lot of people still associate me with the police. And I have no problem with that because I was a proud police officer for 21 years, gave this city 21 years of my life in the service of a policeman. But I'm popping up on de-incarcerate Memphis page, Mike Williams show. Look, people, I don't know y'all. I don't know you. I'm just now hearing about you. But let me tell you this. This has nothing to do with Clerk Brown. This is strictly Mike Williams citizen because I'm finna get a little ignorant. I'm tired of Caucasians trying to tell me as a black man how I am supposed to feel when it comes to my environment. I'm especially tired of young Caucasians trying to tell me, you don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. You wasn't down there on Main Street where they were putting dogs on people. You're not living in these communities where they jacking black folk, robbing black folk, shooting black folk. You don't know nothing about my pain. And some of you young black folk don't know nothing about my pain. I've stood on street corners. I've been an activist. But see, you got to have some black folk that say, lock that ass up. Because see, it's grandmothers that are being killed out here. It's babies that are being killed out here. It's young people that are being killed out here. Young black people. See, I am of the black people that say, I want to give you an opportunity. But you also have to hold people accountable for their actions, because if you don't, they will continue them. Oh, Mike Williams don't know. He was the president of the police association. He was in law enforcement. Look, I grew up at 7th and Wells over near Scudder Field. We didn't have enough food in our house to eat. And I'm tired of hearing about this poverty thing. Have a lot of individuals in the city of Memphis, do I feel they've been economically deprived? Yes, I do. Hell, I am from that. But I am also of the mindset that you take your fear, you take your situations and your circumstances and you turn them around. You use that to propel you to a higher level, not make you stoop to killing people, not make you stoop to breaking into people's cars, not make you stoop to victimizing hardworking citizens in this city. Y'all can kiss my black ass. That's Mike Williams, the citizen. Because, see, I'm tired. There are a lot of people in this city that are tired. They're tired of being victims. They're tired of being prisoners in their own home. And you still saying release more. You're still saying, oh, no, they've been unfairly treated. I am a black man. I was a black child in this city. I lived in North Memphis. Stop trying to tell me what it is to be black. Stop trying to tell me how I should feel. Stop trying to tell me and all of these other citizens, because I don't want young people incarcerated. De-incarcerate Memphis. Don't get it twisted. I don't want you out here saying Mike Williams want all black folk locked up. I don't want nobody locked up. And nobody has to be locked up. Stop stealing. Stop killing. The young man who went on a shooting spree, out on a $100,000 bond, attempted murder. We let him back out. What does he do? He go and actually kill somebody. He go and actually shoot up other people. He go into a church, a sacred place. I'm saying when we talk about giving individuals opportunities, I am for that. You make a mistake, I understand. You fall back again, I might understand. According on what the crime was. Maybe. But you got people been locked up 20, 30 times. They get locked up because they know that there are no consequences. But we still saying, oh, we can reform them. Oh, we should let them go. Oh. And then you got some mother or some grandmother on TV crying because their baby done been shot. They shooting up cars, people. We have already exceeded the homicide rate of last year at this time. We had exceeded the murder rate at the end of January that we had in 2023. We're killing people at an alarming rate in this city. Every time you turn the TV on, somebody is shot, somebody is killed. And I don't know what the heck is going on out there in Fraser and Raleigh. People are popping up dead all over the place. And y'all saying, let them out. Let them go. They're being unfairly incarcerated. Black people are being disparagingly treated. Get out of here. What do you mean black people are being disparagingly treated? Well, when it comes to car stops, 80% of the people are African American. Well, guess what? 65 to 75% of the people in the city of Memphis are African American. And I'm going to tell you this. Who's driving the Infinities that are robbing? Who's driving the Infinities with the drive-out tags? Who's driving all of these cars that are running into stuff and then they run off? Who's stealing all of these cars? Who? It ain't little white kids. It's predominantly African American kids. Black kids are being disparagingly locked up in juvenile court. You know why? Because 11, 12, 13-year-old young African American kids are out here running around with guns, people. They out here carjacking and robbing people. Hello? At some point, we as black people got to accept responsibility for what's going on, or this is never going to end. Now, don't get me wrong, I say it all the time. You can't lock your way up out of this. But these individuals that are perpetrating crimes against people and crimes against property, because a lot of people work really, really hard just to try to make it. A lot of these young girls are working really, really hard. I don't know how many young people, even in my office, young ladies, their cars have been stolen. We've had individuals that their cars have been stolen while they're working in 201 Poplar. I was down there one night visiting the 24-hour clerk office, and we had about 2 or 3 individuals from the 24-hour clerk office, along with other individuals that were down at 201 Poplar, that whole parking lot pretty much. They had hit that parking lot. These are young people that are trying to work, that are barely making any money anyway, and they're being victimized. And we're saying, you're too hard on the criminals. People are tired of being victimized. Nobody wants to see anybody locked up. Nobody wants to see the police hurt anybody. Nobody wants to have to hurt somebody. But when you have all of these little young people running around victimizing, hardworking, innocent citizens in this city, that is a problem for me. And I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're Asian, I don't care. That's a problem for me. You know, part of the problem for me is, and I have to speak at a church this weekend, and yeah, I get a little wild, but I'm telling you, God ain't through with me yet. He chose to use me where I am for some reason. I don't think I'm worthy, but evidently he thinks that I am. Where are the men? Where are the black men? How come our community has went to hell in a handbasket and I don't see a group of black men that are standing up? And I'm not talking about for a press conference. I'm talking about truly standing up to say that enough is enough, and we want to take our community back. No, we're going to take our community back. So however we can help, aid, and assist, that's what we're willing to do. Any other community would be up in arms right about now. With what is happening in this city, they would be up in arms. But we have become too complacent, and we have allowed our city to get to this point. Because to do nothing is to resign yourself to the situation that is occurring and that you are in. We keep saying it's going to take a lot. We do. But until we are ready to make the hard choices, see, back in the civil rights movement and things like that, the churches led the fight. But ever since that law came into effect where churches could get money, federal money, but they had to say that they couldn't take a political stance, our community has went to hell in a handbasket. And I'm not just saying it's the church's responsibility. But those church leaders used to be the voice. Those deacons and everybody else used to follow the pastor. But it was all for the betterment of the community. It was all for standing up for what was right. It was all for putting yourself on the line to ensure that your family and your children and your grandchildren were afforded equal opportunities or a better quality of life or a better education. Ooh, they cutting me off now, y'all, because I got on a roll, kind of. But that's okay. I still believe that there is an opportunity and the ability to turn this city around. And I'm not going to give up probably until the day that I die. So I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I just had to clarify a couple of things. You can go to, and I'll have it up on my page, SVP TV Network, and it probably won't have all of the breaks that it has in this one, but somebody is attacking this page again for some reason. They have probably reported me to say that I'm using video, audio, or something that does not belong to me, but we know that that's not true. So I will put up the recorded version, or you can go to SVP TV Network and tell your friends. Yeah, tell them come listen. Tell them if they want to know the truth about what's going on with this General Sessions Court Clerk's office, or how Mike Williams feels about this crime that's going on and all of these reforms that people are trying to put in place. They can come right here and look. Yeah. So until next week, same time, same location. Be strong, be encouraged, be blessed, and we'll see you next week.
Re-elect Clerk Joe Brown, a proven leader for the people. In the first 3 months of taking office, Clerk Brown and his staff identified $12.6 million in unaccountable funds. Clerk Brown created an annual no-cost expungement and driver's license reinstatement clinic in Shelby County. He opened a satellite office in the Southbrook Mall, providing better service to the citizens of Whitehaven. Along with so many other accomplishments, Clerk Brown is deserving of 4 more years to continue a great work. So re-elect Clerk Joe Brown. Early voting starts February 14th through February 27th. Election day is March 5th. Go to the polls and speak loud. Re-elect a proven leader for Memphis and Shelby County. Re-elect Clerk Joe Brown. Paid for by Friends to Elect Joe Brown. Dale Hall, Treasurer.
I'm Joe Brown.